shipped out and said, good luck. And so he gave me some contracts and made me figure it out. Luckily, I had door-to-door experience. Luckily, I was, in the trenches all through high school and junior high. I ended up selling 5 my first day, and I hit it off right away. I go back to the office, and everybody was like, whoa, how'd you do that? Like, that's amazing. I ship out, it's one of those like typical training stories where you're like, you meet the manager for the first time when you're out there, he shadows you for an hour or two, and then Saturday's like, all right, you're on your own. And shipped out and said, good luck. And so he gave me some contracts and made me figure it out, and it kind of comes back to your whole training and practice. And, I realized that luckily I had door-to-door experience. Luckily I was, in the trenches all through high school and junior high, and was able to really know how to transact and know what it was like to have objections and know what it was like to really be in sales. And so I it wasn't a new kick to the face, but I think it's a new language. It's like medicine. It's like if I were to ask you to go do surgery on somebody right now, you'd be like, okay, I guess I can cut in. And you would feel very uncomfortable, It's like, I don't know what's under the skin. I'm assuming there's blood in there and muscles and somewhere I should not cut. And, and it's just like, it's funny you use that analogy, but it's like, so I luckily had spoken that language for a while, but I ended up selling 5 my first day, and I hit it off right away. And my second week though, I go back to the office, and everybody was like, whoa, how'd you do that? Like, that's amazing. And I was like, I don't know. I just went out there and told people they get an alarm. It's, $50 a month or whatever. And, anyway, so I learned real quick that mindset has everything to do with your sales ability as well. So, that next week I only sold 5 the whole week, and I was, kind of humbled back to like, oh, I got to actually learn this. And, I went through my ups and downs. I was about average my first year, maybe a little above average. I did like 80 something. And then throughout the years, I just got better and better. And in 2014, I finished #1 at Vivint. Out of 3,000 something people, and ran big teams, and sold a lot of alarm systems. And I did solar for a little bit, and then for the last 3-4 years, I've really just kind of felt like there was a big void in the door-to-door space. And so I felt like a lot of deceptive sales practices, that's why you get the AG complaints, and a lot of people that really were undertrained. There wasn't really any resources. And it's funny, I actually don't tell the story that much. So while I was at Vivint, I had started a Facebook group. We called it Can't Knock This back then. And I would ask like other sales reps to post their training. And I would say, hey, will you post a video of like a nugget or this or that? And my regional actually shut me down. And Vivint was like, you can't do that. You can't do that because of this. Yeah, so they kept like smashing on it. And then like Rogue, I'd be like, F them. I was gonna go do it anyway. And then, so I kept getting the slap on the wrist kind of thing. Like, Sam, stop. Like, what if somebody finds that video and then uses it against us? There's a lot of like scrutiny around this sales, and they want to manipulate like us just trying to do our job right? And so then I just started my own website. I created a website for my team, and it was private to my team, called The Pack. And I made my own training videos because I thought Vivint's training was okay. Like, I was like, it's subpar. You'd think for like $1 billion company, they'd be okay. And so I made my own, and my guys performed a lot better than most everybody else. Like, we had the highest rookie per rep average out of 150 teams. We had really good results. And everybody's like, well, what are you doing? They're like, well, Sam's training website. And everybody's like, oh, how do I get access? I'm like, you got to come work for me. Sucks to suck. And then, so I don't tell. So I had this like private rogue website that nobody knew about because I didn't want to get in trouble again. So I left. I left and did solar, and then like 2 months later, I was like, I guess I'm not even selling alarms anymore. So why do I care if anybody has these videos? So then I just posted like, anybody want free training videos? Here you go. I'm not using it. And I just shared it, and all of a sudden companies and other reps from all over the world were like, Canada, everywhere was like watching these videos. I get like 500-700 clicks a day, and I'm like, wow, this actually like somehow went viral. Like everybody shared this. Yeah, like I'm like, everybody shared my private like ghetto videos on my phone, you know, they weren't like any, like it wasn't done well. Like it was so ghetto. And I came to the realization like there was a big need for training out there, especially amongst the smaller companies. You know, it's like, I look at like, you know, I work with Brinks and we do their training, and we do a lot with ADT and, you know, a lot of these Fluence, a client, and Safe Home and North Star, all those people, I do their training now. And it's interesting because there's this like element of, you know, it's just like they're so cautious in the alarm space because of all the lawsuits when it comes to training. Like it's almost like what do you want me to do? I can't train my people because you're gonna like sue me because if I put out a video or this or that. And we've kind of taken on this like third party approach of and liability of like, well, I mean, it's them, and then what are you gonna do? Come after us? We're just a training company. And so it's kind of helped the alarm space quite a bit, just because of, you know, and obviously we want to teach them to do it right. We're not like in the business of, hey, let's just, you know, do some deceptive stuff. Like, no, we have the nonprofit, the DD Association, to clean up the bad apples. And you know, our mission is to unify, up-level, and bring honor and integrity to the door-to-door space. And I'm a firm believer of you can go door-to-door and do it right, and you can keep a good reputation. You don't have to, you know, have scummy people out there. You don't have to screw over customers, and you can transact very healthily. And I think that the companies that adopt a good door-to-door sales program and treat it with love and give it some good TLC, like investing in their training and onboarding and systems, are going to perform at a high level. I mean, you just see some of the biggest alarm companies out there are the ones that have really strong door-to-door programs. So.